What's up, family? This is Juan J. Johnson coming at you for real talk commentary regarding the recent incidents with the alleged shooter in Ohio, Cleveland, Steve Stevens, and the victim, who is a Mr. Goodman, a 74-year-old African American male. I'm making this video. Well, let me get this out of the way first. This is Real Talk. I'm the president of Real Talk TGI, and this video was made to deal with what I'm seeing in the in our nation as a possible false flag, very possible false flag. Look, let me deal with some specifics. We got a brother who's basically upset that he broke off with his girlfriend, and he goes around. He's killing everybody but his girlfriend. We have a lookout description for his vehicle. It's a white car. Allegedly, his vehicle could be now in Pennsylvania from Cleveland. If you've driven any distance, you would know that there's multiple toll roads from Cleveland up until to Maryland, the D.C. area. His vehicle, his description is everywhere. And you're trying to tell me that you still have not found a man who committed allegedly a murder at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on yesterday. We right now, what? This is 9:24 in the morning. The brother is still loose. So it's a possibility he's driven through multiple jurisdictions, multiple police departments, sheriff's departments, state troopers, and nobody's found him. It's hard for me to believe for right now. But with that said, if this is a false flag, then I wouldn't be surprised, because when I initially heard about this shooting, my mind thought about Virtuosity, the movie with Denzel Washington, Russell Crowe. It came out in '95. The movie will be 22 years old now, where Russell Crowe, who played Sid Six, who took on the personalities of maybe 100, 200 criminals, murderers, just the worst of the worst. And he was trying to get out of the computer into reality. And Denzel Washington had basically beat him at the game. And he was an ex-homicide detective who was locked up, and they got him out of jail just to take him Sid. But what am I bring up that movie because I want you to really understand the media manipulation that's taking place with us. Sid Six in the movie wanted to leave the virtual world and inflict the same type of carnage in the natural world. What we're saying right now is, before I say that, and he was driven by the ratings, by the viewership. No ratings, he was upset. It's almost like the more negative, the more killings he did, his ratings went up. With that said, I see a lot of people point the finger at social media. They point the finger at Facebook Live, but they're not taking personal responsibility. Because look here, if you think about it, we've been conditioned since Grand Theft Auto, a lot of these video games, Call of Duty. There's a list of games that I can just roll off. Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, Final Fantasy, Resident Evil. Give me some more. GoldenEye, Dark Souls, Half-Life, Metal Gear, Battlefield 1, Final Fantasy. All these games have one thing in common: killing, murders, virtual world. But as you think about it, if you even look at that video and certain videos that's coming out, a lot of these videos are taking on a third dimension characteristic, a third person, a third reality. And a lot of us right now, we are sensationalized by all the killings that we've seen in the black community, And we really need to think about that. This is possible, a media manipulation to change the narrative. Okay, the last couple of years, the narrative has always been police shooting black people. You know, you're seeing the Fistel, the shootings from brothers. You name it. It's been like multiple homicides, killings, and then you're seeing brothers being assaulted by the police. We had two judges last week. One was found in the Hudson. The other one was killed in his neighborhood. But the interesting thing about all these killings, the last two, there was no media, there was no video. You didn't have the same rage. You didn't have the same venom. It's almost like if we don't see it, it ain't so. That it's almost like we have to be manipulated to see these videos just to solicit a reaction from us. And if that's not sensationalism, if that's not media manipulation, I don't know what it is. Immediately when I heard about this killing, I thought about Virtuosity with Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe. Because again, Russell Crowe, who played the villain, he was motivated by the audience. And most of us right now, world star. We even will film a video and then we'll say world star, media blackout, fights, constant fights. We're also seeing videos where, the police are assaulting our children. After you see enough of these videos, guess what happened? You become desensitized. You become, you lose a sense of compassion. And because you can't get enough of it. It's always, what's the next video going to be like? Is it going to be worse than the other video? Because again, if Mr. Goodwin was killed yesterday, peace be upon him. God rest his soul, and for his family, you have my condolences. But I am not seeing that same rage for two judges that was killed last week. Two black judges killed last week. Where's the rage? Because we have no video, no rage. This does not take nothing away from the elder, Mr. Goodwin, who was 74, allegedly 74, who got killed. But two judges in 4 days, no rage. But we have a video, an alleged video of a shooter, and all this venom. You need to know when you're being played. You have to know when you're being manipulated. You need to know when the narrative is being changed. Again, and I'm speaking as a former police officer, 20 years, who knows that the more you consume the violence, the more desensitized you become to the violence. Most officers are trained to go into heated situations. When shots are fired, we don't run from it, we run to it. When bodies are laid out, we got to check the pulse, make sure they're still living. We got to protect the scene, crime scene. But the more you do that, the more desensitized you become, because you can't be so emotional when you're doing that job. You have to, you got to get this job done. You got to process the scene. And I'm seeing a proliferation of the videos on social media, whether it's Facebook Live, whether it's World Star, it don't make a difference. And we are watching them, and we are becoming desensitized to our own destruction, becoming desensitized to our own genocide. And I believe they're trying to change the narrative from, no shooting is is I don't believe in none of the shooting, none of the killings. But at the same time, I know how this media work. I know this propaganda machine is 24 hours, 7 days a week. I know there's people right now saying we need to change the narrative. We need to change the narrative. Because it's always been, the threat has always been the black man. He's always been the big, you got to be scared of the black man. Not the police, but the black man. And again, I'm still trying to figure out how this dude, Steve, if that's his name, can still be on the loose, can still be on the run in a white vehicle that he just recently bought with new tags, with paper tags on it. That's the easy one right there. Paper tags. 6'1". Got a beard like a Muslim. These are easy recognizable. So family, again, we need to be very, very mindful that this society we live in specializes in manipulation and propaganda. And, keeping the masses in a certain mindset. Again, ask yourself this question, family. Where was this rage for 2 judges last week that was killed? No video. I'm still waiting for them to show the video of Judge Salam, who basically was found in Hudson Bay. And in New York got more cameras in New York than anywhere in the nation. Where is the video of her last hours? Who was she with? Who leaves the house with just a fare card, and you leave your ID, you leave your wallet, just take a fare card? We're talking about the judge. They've already changed the narrative from 2 judges that was killed last week to a murder on Passover, on Resurrection Sunday. They've already changed the narrative. I mean, just changed it like overnight, boom. And let me say something. If Facebook really wanted to shut down that video, they could have. I know people who's in Facebook timeout for just writing stuff, for not agreeing with certain groups. They shut you down for like 30 days. 30 days, like it's nothing. For just putting out Christian paraphernalia. Make a comments about the LGBT community. They shut you down. They shut your whole page down. So you trying to tell me they couldn't shut down that video? Really? No, I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid. I'm not. Again, sensationalism is we cannot be surprised about the media manipulation, because we are the ones who's consuming. Again, a video like this may get 50 views, but let me be fighting somebody, I may get about 50,000, maybe 1 million, depending on how raw the fight is, how dastardly, how dangerous, how cruddy the fight is. Or let me get shot. Just let me get shot by the police or anybody. I'll get 1 million views. Because we've been now conditioned, it's about views. I want the Facebook, the Twitter, the YouTube, the Instagram, the Periscope, all those in social media. Go check out the movie Virtuosity. 1995, Russell Crowe, Denzel Washington, and you will see what's going on today. Views, hits, likes. The more likes they got, it's almost we switch positions with the computer. Virtual reality has now become reality. We can't get enough blood. Can't get enough violence. We have We've taken on the bloodthirst of this country.